In the unlikely event of an emergency, we will evacuate the marquee and follow the guides for the evacuation points on the first AstroTurf. Please take this opportunity to ensure that your mobile phone is switched off. Please stand for the platform party.
Please be seated.
My name is Grace Cunningham.
And my name is Harry Potter, and we are your MCs for this morning. Guest speaker and attorney, Mr. Bow, Mrs. Knott, Miss Everett, school governors, special guests, staff, parents and pupils. Welcome to the 2016 Prep School Prize Giving Ceremony.
I would like to invite Mr. Bow to make a few opening remarks.
Almost caught me out there without my glasses on. I'm getting very old for this game. A very good morning to you. How exciting is this? We're all very excited. We had a really successful senior school prize giving in here yesterday. And I want to say first of all that I'm not Dr. Cox. Dr. Cox, the Chairman of Governors, would have been here doing exactly what I am doing. But I guess like many of you, he tried to make last minute arrangements because of the change in venue. As you well know, we have no control over that. Really sad that we're not able to be in the Castle Theatre. The change to today was the decision that we took to try to get the best possible outcome to this. So a real thanks for all of you coming today, making last minute arrangements. Dr. Cox, because he's in the National Health Service, did not have the flexibility that we have. So you have to put up with me saying good morning to you instead. I want to first of all say thank you to Mrs. Knox for what has been a pretty testing few months for her. Anyone coming from Sydney to Wellingborough has a slight culture shock, I'm sure. Working with people like me is also a culture shock. She's done a superb job. We're really pleased about the way in which she's fitted in. And it is a new era. It is a new start. It's a fresh start. Lots of initiatives and lots of things which will take us forward over the next few years as well. I think what I would emphasise this morning is this, like yesterday, is very much a part of our family of schools. Prep school, the senior school, the pre-prep, all working together. Yesterday we had a leaver service, and quite a number of those youngsters had actually been with us for 15 years. Absolutely amazing that they, and their parents of course, give that sort of commitment. And this collaboration across the schools, we've seen it in recent weeks so often in music. Many of you have been along to music concerts. We had the Fiddle Fiesta, for example, where students in year 4 sometimes in prep school, students as old as 18, actually working together. It is a unique and wonderful, wonderful way of living our educational lives. We'll have many of you in the marquee at the moment will be taking part in Oliver in November. Where on earth that is going to take place, I do not know, but I can guarantee you that it's going to take place. If it's in a warehouse over the road in a factory, that's where it will be. It may even be in a big marquee, just as we're sitting here now. But it will take place. And again, a wonderful opportunity for youngsters of different ages to work together. I am sure that you will find, during the course of this morning, a real accurate reflection, a buzz from the youngsters in the prep school. If you were here on Family of Schools Day, you look at those classrooms. They were so full of life and vitality and colour and vigour and energy and achievement. And I'm sure that in the next hour, that is what you're going to get a feel for. Please, please, please enjoy today. Please, please continue to enjoy the wonderful work in the prep school. And as I say, apologies for the late rearrangement of this morning, but I'm sure it will be worth it. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Bow. It is with great pleasure that I invite Mrs. Knox, our new prep school headmistress, to address us.
Well, good morning everyone. Special guest and attorney, thank you so much for joining us this morning. School governors in front of me, thank you. Special guests, parents, staff, but more importantly, all of the pupils sat here, and some of the year fours behind there. Thank you for welcoming me to your school this year. 6 months that have been the most challenging, as you've heard from Mr. Bow, but also the most satisfying of my career. It's an act of great faith to leave one's home, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Although English born, my husband, and my husband is sat there, one of my children is sat at the back there. One of them is still in Australia, and the other one is somewhere else, I'm not sure. We have spent 8 years in France, and then the last 14 years in Australia. Each time I left a country with my family, it meant starting over. But this time I haven't started over, I've come home. I've come home to family and friends after nearly a quarter of a century apart. Year 4, how long is that? Quarter of a century. Mrs. Rolling Burns might need to help her. Harvey.
25?
Well done, 25 years apart, well done, Harvey. I've also come home to this wonderful school with its over 4 centuries of tradition and its hard-working pupils and its extraordinarily supportive staff. My homecoming has been joyful and enjoyable, and for that I thank you all so much. Leaving the sunny shores of Sydney has of course meant some changes. I turned up to my football match, the first one, in entirely unsuitable skirt and high heels, and had to march through the mud to the pitch, and I do have a photo to testify that. In Sydney, I taught girls, not boys. We talked of soccer, not football. We eat Vegemite, not Marmite, and we eat ice blocks, not ice lollies. And there's the small matter of the climate. I'd forgotten that sleet has truly little to recommend it. And 4 seasons in one day, I'd seriously forgotten about that, and it makes getting ready in the morning extremely challenging. And yet there are some things that are completely unchanged. The undying passion for sport. How could I have forgotten that? The ice cream van that passes the school every day playing green sleeves. I'm not sure whether you pupils have noticed that. The complete and utter disregard for the weather. I love the sheer joy on the children's faces during the family fun evening when they launched themselves on the bouncy castles in torrential rain. The warmth that comes from a tight-knit community like Wellingborough and the deep commitment and sacrifice that you as parents make to your children's education. The joy of the tea time recitals, 10-minute tea time theatre and the cream teas after matches. I've truly come home. Experiencing so much personal change recently has only heightened my awareness of the need to approach change at Wellingborough with great care and compassion. Arriving in mid-winter and mid-school year, I have great respect for the heritage of educational excellence and for the plans the school already had in place. I believe to lead well, one must listen well. And so one of my first acts as headmistress with the support of my team was to survey the pupils so that every boy and girl had a voice for what they felt was important in their education. One child said, "I like how the teachers are always supportive and how the dinner ladies are so kind and helpful." And another, a boy, said, "My two favourite things about school are the lessons, because if I don't understand something, I always get help so that I do understand." And my favourite, written by a child of great quality, "I love the puddings at lunch, especially the crumble and chocolate chip sponge with chocolate sauce." I couldn't agree more. Putting aside, pupil survey proved an invaluable tool for me to determine what small changes we could make on behalf of the children, while we took time to make choices about the school's strategic direction. And thanks to feedback with the support of the teaching staff, we reviewed the homework policy, and pupil and parents have rejoiced. One parent thanked me for changing the homework policy, and her words still make me laugh. She's actually given me permission to share this with you. She said, "Those homework projects were just killing me. In fact, I peaked at the pond project. The solar system just ended up with scrunched up bits of newspaper on a coat hanger." We also created a comfy reading corner in the library, and it really is a great joy to see the pupils with their shoes off, cuddled up reading books. Particularly the Year 8 boys, I think it's transformed your enjoyment of reading. They always take their shoes off though. Heartened by positive feedback, I'm continuing on a path of incremental change. We're reviewing how form time runs and making sure the pupils know who they can go to for help. We're looking at how we integrate technology into the curriculum into a